like 7 or something. He literally flexed himself out of his cast. Yeah. He just went, and I'm like, all right, but you're supposed to have that on for another 9 weeks. You're okay now? Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I flex myself out. Mm-hmm. All right, what's going on?
In the news, New York City jury found Daniel Penny not guilty Monday of criminally negligent homicide in the choking death of Subway performer Jordan Neely.
Yeah. So I was thinking about this story, and I was thinking back on a movie that nobody's seen, but you should, which is Earthquake. You ever see the movie Earthquake?
Yes, I did. Yes. The Rock was in that one? Different one?
San Andreas.
Oh, my bad, yeah.
Now, the San Andreas fault causes the earthquake.
My mistake, yeah.
No, I'm talking 1970s Chuck Heston.
I caught a part of it, yes. When I was a kid, I watched it in reruns. I did like that movie.
You got to see Chuck Heston.
I like Charlton Heston.
Yeah, he's really almost as Heston-y-esque in this movie. And in this movie, and it's an Irwin Allen thing, and it's a big disaster thing, and it was great.
Yeah.
I loved it. And so, every time I saw Daniel Penny, and we can find a picture of Daniel Penny, the blonde guy, fit, curly, sort of inexplicably curly blonde hair, and an ex-Marine, I started thinking about a character in Earthquake. And there was a character that was in Earthquake that was, and I don't know, I mean, we can figure this out. Marjoe Gortner, character actor, did tons of stuff in the 70s and 80s and all that stuff. In the movie Earthquake, they made it really weird. He worked at a supermarket, but he was a reserve. Mm-hmm. And he was an Army Reserve guy. And he had these guys in his building that were like old school Italian punky kind of thuggy guys, and he'd come home from work and they'd razz him and they'd make jokes about him being gay. Back when, that was a strike, before the Hilton and Burbank had the hate-free zone, when it was on. And they would make fun of him like, oh, gay guy. Hey, they're like sitting on the stoop, guys. Yes. Like 3 guys at Paisans. Hey, where you going, gay guy? Hey, come back here, pretty boy. Like stupid movie thugs, that don't really exist.
One-dimensional.
And never pose a threat because they never get off the fucking stoop. They just sit there the whole time making fun of people that walk back and forth. Yeah. So he goes in there. But when he goes into his apartment, he's got a lot of pinups of like bodybuilders, like greased up bodybuilders, which, listen, as a 9-year-old struggling with his sexuality, I was sort of like, wait a minute, he is gay? Or they're making fun of him? They're calling him gay? Or he is gay? Or he likes bodybuilding? Or something. There's a very weird, sort of confused sexuality about his character. Then his character has Daniel Penny hair. Like Marjoe Gortner looks like Daniel Penny in real life. He has the curly hair. But in the movie, he puts a blonde, weird Marilyn Monroe wig on. I don't know. Show me a picture.
I was wondering how this connected.
It's going to connect.
So
it's going to
perm.
All right. Now, we have him in his stupid wig picture when he's in the National Guard. But there's the picture of Marjoe Gortner in his regular hair, like his headshot, which I'll show you, which is Daniel Penny. Like they're the same dude. And Daniel Penny was a ex-Marine guy who turned into sort of vigilante. Mm-hmm. Marjoe, his character was when the earthquake broke out. We have Marjoe. Yeah, no, that's him.
Oh, yeah, I saw it.
It's the Daniel Penny of his day. He had the same weird. You didn't see guys with the blonde naturals.
Curly
that
locks.
Much. Yeah, but that's who he was. So I kept looking at him, and then I kept picturing him in his outfit, in his uniform. So you know what he did in the movie? The earthquake broke out, right?
Yeah.
And the thugs who hung out on the stoop, they went out looting.
Yeah.
And then he went and got his military fatigues on and his gun because he was a reserve.
Yeah.
And this is an emergency.
Yep.
And for some reason, he put a fucking wig on. I don't know why he did that. I mean, a weird blonde wig. The actor had blonde hair. I don't know why he had to put a Doris Day type wig on. And then he went out, and guess what? All the guys have been calling him a homo. He caught him looting. And he's like holding this M16. He's like, by law, I get to shoot looters.
Oh, what?
And they're like, oh, hey, man, we're just kidding about sucking dick. Like it was a weird scene to put in your movie, and he was a weird character, and I don't know why we had to weave in his
not gayness?
His not gayness or sort of weird sexuality into it with the wig and the greased up bodybuilder guys. But anyway, Daniel Perry. I know I'm not the first guy to say it, but he is the Marjo Gortner of his time.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody's been saying
his
that.
name in the movie, Jody Jode.
No. Oh, my God.
Oh, and they'd be like, Jody, that's a girl's name. But okay. Why in his apartment did he have dudes on posters and stuff? And can you find the scene where they're like making fun of him after he comes home from his shift at the Hi-Ho Market? They follow him like up the stairs. Like, also, I'm always curious who the unemployed guys are who just sit on staircases. They sit on cement stairs all day on the off chance some homo walk by and I get to yell something at him. Like, you're 31. Shouldn't you be pursuing something? It's a weekday. You got to work, right? Like, why?
In the hood, that's like a normal thing. I've seen it.
That's in the hood. These are white guys. We're better than that. Yeah, they're making fun of him. He comes home. He goes up the stairs, and when they go into his apartment, bodybuilder guys, posters everywhere, all greased up.
You know, a lot of movies, especially back in the day, seemed like they had like a thinly veiled message, like, hey, if you're gay, don't worry, one day you'll get to have an M16. Like, it was a weird comeback kind of story.
This is a Irwin Allen big disaster type film,
but they can
from the
sneak it in
70s. I didn't fly under my radar. I was bummed. I was bumped by it.
The only time I'd ever heard of earthquake was if you go to Universal, right? They
made the ride after the movie.
Yeah, and then they're like, "That's from Earthquake," and I was like, "What's Earthquake?"
Yeah. Does that scene exist anywhere?
We're trying to find it.
It's probably toward the middle of the film. They had a bunch of vignettes going on. He worked at the supermarket, and for some reason would put a blonde wig on over his blonde hair before he reported to his military duty. But all right, they found him not guilty.
Yeah, Daniel Penny was found not guilty. You know, he was sued at the same time as, by the victim or, the victim's father.
Yeah, the one who abandoned him and let him live on the fucking subway and do drugs all day.
Exactly,
terrorize people. Good dad.
My connection with this is the K2, which is spice, which is synthetic cannabinoid. It's like weed, only in that it kind of is like a cannabinoid, but it puts you into outer space.
That's what he was on.
Disassociate. It makes you disconnect with reality.
Yeah, but he was a honest homeless guy. Look, as I said to Gavin Newsom where you sat many years ago, it's all drugs. It's all mental problems and drugs. They previously housed, and we need to build more shelters, and we need more outreach programs. These guys are hardcore drug addicts who are out of their fucking mind. That's the problem. That's who sleeps outdoors. That's who you're dealing with. So fucking get used to it, admit it, and deal with it. And calling them previously housed does not help. Calling them current junkies is the way to go. This guy's fucking out of his mind. He needed help. And he was schizophrenic, I think.
Yeah, that schizophrenia can be a byproduct of this K2. I've seen it myself, where people start off pretty normal and then they smoke that stuff, and it brings out the mental illness worse.
Yeah.
You know?
Anyway, if these guys are going to run around the subway yelling, "I'm going to kill people and I don't care if I die today," there's just going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
But I
dangerous,
appreciate the politicized DA.
Yeah, and the interesting part is I looked into all this even, deeper, and the way that different news outlets are covering it, like you said, CBS was covering it like, oh, this unhoused person.
He's a Michael Jackson impersonator. I know. I love the euphemisms. I love when the fucking racists from Black Lives Matter's like, so for the crime of dancing on a subway? No,
he was
for the crime of threatening everyone on the subway's life.
Scaring everyone.
That's what you did. Not for being loud. Not for being loud.
No.
You're loud.
Saying people.
I can be loud.
I'm going to kill you.
No, not for being loud. For telling people you're going to kill them when there's kids and women.
And then
on the
Fox
subway.
covered the point that in the courtroom after the verdict was read, that the BLM protesters kind of threatened the people who were clapping in happiness. And
fuck BLM. They're done. The BLM's done. Like COVID masks are done. Like trans shit is done. It's just all done. You guys are done. You got to move on to a new grift. You have to find a different way to make money off of people by victimizing them. You're done with this particular grift. Could have kept it going longer, but you fucking bought houses and shit in Topanga. Man, I wish I could drive through Topanga.
Yeah.
Those are the days. I wish I could take Topanga down to PCH and turn right and go home.
You cannot? Oh, you mean because of the fire?
That is correct. That chick from BLM bought a house in Topanga, and Topanga is the motherfucking whitest place in the United States. It is much whiter than Beverly Hills or Hancock Park or any hoity-toity neighborhood, even Malibu. Specifically, Topanga Canyon is probably the whitest per capita area, and you chose to buy a $6 million house in Topanga. But yet, what's the problem with white people? And why not just buy a place, in Compton? We can be around your people and be safe. Where you don't have to feel like other or deal with people that are scared of those who look different than them. All right, where's that clip? It's got to be somewhere.
We're pulling down the whole movie from Amazon, which is the only place it's available.
Okay.
We'll put it on your screen when we got it.
It's powerful. All right, so good for him. Yeah. I think he's going to get an endorsement with My Pillow. I think Mike Lindell's going to fucking sign that guy up.
Step up,
and give him a pillow deal. Maybe his own signature choke-out pillow.
That's really dark.
These guys, they're going to do something, right?
So
he will probably be able to sue the city of New York because the judge got over his skis and made a bad call once they came back, like hung on something. He gave him some instructions.
Yeah, that was
were
the interesting part.
Yeah, it's interesting when judges and DAs try to railroad taxpayers and Americans into jails for when they start bending the law to get innocent people incarcerated. That seems a little weird, but I guess it's what they do. But he'll probably have a lawsuit against Alvin Bragg in New York and the judge, because the judge gave instructions and then went against his own instructions and sort of made it up as he went along. All right, good. He's out. It's good. And then his parents are going to sue Daniel Penny, although Daniel Penny doesn't. It's right in the name. It doesn't seem like he has. He doesn't have much. Yeah.
It's strange. Yeah. The whole thing.
And also, I don't know. I guess everyone can just sue everyone now. But if your kid's on synthetic marijuana and running through the subway, threatening people, and also, I don't know, punched some woman in the back of the head and got arrested before that, and then got detained, and then they got put to a rehab center, and then left the rehab center. I don't know. Maybe that's on the family. That's all. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Sarah Silverman.
Sarah
Silverman. She says she's become less political because no one wants to hear from celebrities anymore. Yeah, she was.
I like that Hollywood has figured out that no one wants to fucking hear from their preachy asses anymore. I love that. I like Sarah, but yeah, Hollywood, shut up and listen to me.
Yeah, she previously was very involved in politics, as you know.
Well, she liked Bernie Sanders, so she clearly didn't know what she was doing.
It seemed like back then, everyone liked Bernie Sanders. Rogan had him on. It was like a big kind of cultural revolution.
He's a fucking communist retard. Has never worked a day in his life and was thrown off a kibbutz for being too fucking lazy. So fuck Bernie Sanders. But look, if you want to destroy the country, then listen to Bernie Sanders. If you don't want to destroy the country, then don't listen to him. He's a fucking preachy old sack of shit. Other than that, I don't have an issue with him, but I just mean, can we get over our shit? He's a fucking communist. He's a fucking communist who wants some version of that brought here, which will destroy our economy and our country. So fuck you if you support Bernie Sanders. I know you think it's cool. You got your Che Guevara shirt. Yeah, cool. Yeah. It's cool. It's all cool until you have to fucking live under the thumb of this asshole. So fuck him. And don't these people ever die or go away? Do they ever retire? They just, Bernie Sanders, I'm going to be 87 years old and then I'm going to turn on the news and Bernie Sanders said today. I'm like, Pelosi, Sanders, Biden. Like, do they ever? You understand, since we were in high school, it's been Bernie Sanders and Pelosi and Biden. It's like they're just there.
I know. Yeah,
they're just like fixtures.
It's weird, yeah.
Does anyone age out? Does anyone retire?
I think people are now caring about politics more and like getting involved more. But like, because people don't really give a shit about politics, certain people get to harness power and then just float in the background of society, being part of, oh yeah, that's them. They're making money off the stocks and they're, you know.
Bernie Sanders is cool if you're rebellious and you're an artist and you don't fucking know anything. But if you really just go, what would this society be if Bernie Sanders had a magic wand and we all lived in it? It would fucking suck. So fuck that guy. And also, what's he done? What jobs has he created? He's constantly worried about this guy. This guy makes all this money. He pays less taxes. Elon Musk does. Hey, Bernie, what have you done? What jobs have you created? What innovation? Or you sat on your fat ass and complained for the last fucking 50 years while exalting the virtues of Russia? How about you shut the fuck up and create something? Start a business. Employ somebody. Pay for something other than your own shit or your second house, you fucking asshole. Ooh.
Here we go, baby. Gortner. We're waiting for earthquake.
He's coming back.
Where's them cantaloupes?
We asked you for some free cantaloupes, Jody.
Say, my friend, what kind of friend are you?
Still playing Soldier Boy, Jody?
That's right. We saw on television. When are you gonna go play Soldier Boy? Say.
All right, hold on a second.
Wait, I didn't hear any gay slurs.
These guys have Down syndrome. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Number one. You know what's funny? The bullies, and you know this better than anyone, the bullies in movies, it was like Fonz. The Fonz was this way. Kelly Leak from the Bad News Bears. The list goes on and on. There was like Chachi, cousin from Joe. The tough guy, Squiggy and Lenny, the tough guys won about 145 pounds and gave away 4 inches of height to regular dudes. Like, hey, tough guy. Henry Winkler's a miniature,
he's small,
not well-built man. And Kelly Leak, like the tough guy from the Bad News Bears, was the smallest, skinniest guy on the diamond. Why do they get to be the tough guys? You know what the answer was? They smoke. Which gives you an advantage in the ring, right?
Right? Yeah.
If you can ride a dirt bike, if you can ride a motorcycle and smoke, you beat the shit out of any MMA guy. I don't care if fucking Brock Lesnar shows up. You put that cigarette down, put the kickstand down, and start whooping some ass.
Flick it in his face.
I'm pretty sure Kelly smoked while riding.
He smoked while riding. Yeah. Every bully was smaller than this guy. And they're just sort of weird central casting white guys.
Yeah.
So this guy's apartment is filled with like war memorabilia and machetes and weight. All right, it's a little creep.
I thought when you said, he had a wig, like that was his choice for the role.
No.
He's got
Why
a
did he
wig
put it on?
like in the movie.
Yeah, he has like
puts
a-
the wig on.
Why do you need to put Doris Day's blonde wig on to
Yeah.
go out and provide protection for the community? All right, they didn't go homo here, but hold on. There may be more. I don't know. Build himself like a locker.
Oh, okay. There's women involved.
Got a naked chick. Well, semi-naked poster chick.
Yeah.
There's going to be some work out there. I don't know why he's fixing his hair and then putting a... And I don't know who he's supposed to be. He's got Nazi memorabilia.
Yeah.
He's got Vince Durando working out. These guys come in.
What?
What?
Was it true that blondes have more fun?
Got a wig. What's Lenny Kravitz doing that?
Yeah.
There's white Lenny. All right, pause. If that guy wasn't known as white Lenny Kravitz, I don't know. Okay. You have cop sunglasses and you didn't button your shirt all the way up. It doesn't make you tough when you're 5'9" and 162.
I want a jean jacket like
It
this
used
guy.
to just be like, listen, why can I kick your ass? I own boots, I smoke, and I have a dirt motorcycle.
Yeah.
So look the fuck out. All right, wait, go back. They're calling him homo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Say, Jody, you fag.
If I known you was a
Oh,
fag,
wait a minute. Go back a little bit.
Oh,
I want you to apologize to me, Joe.
gotta beep
There's
that.
definitely a sexual component to this movie. Yeah, you said he didn't say anything.
I asked for the slur, and
right.
he gave the slur.
There we
My
go.
bad.
Sorry.
And I told you he was a fag.
Wait, go back a little bit. All right, there we go. Sorry.
Was it true that blondes have more fun? Oh, no, look at that. I told you he was a fag. Say, Jody, you a fag?
If I known you was a fag, Jody, I'd have been up here before. Could've
Hold
used
on,
the money.
pause it. I'm 9.
Yeah.
I'm sitting at the El Portal Theater in North Hollywood going, I thought this movie about earthquakes. What the fuck's going on? Why are you scrambling my sexuality with this sea story that's going on here? There's supposed to be buildings collapsing and people falling into ravines.
I know.
It's a weird sexual Jody with the blonde wig and pictures of bodybuilders and guys dropping F-bombs everywhere. What's going on in the middle of this film here? From 74 or something?
Yeah.
I was 9 years old watching this shit, getting my brain scrambled. All right, sorry. Run it back. You got to run it back about 30 seconds. Let's see. All right, I'll let it run through. That's good. So they're in his creepy apartment. You guys all going to watch this film now, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Gonna watch this film. Why does he have to put the wig on?
Was it true that blondes have more fun?
And why does he leave his door wide open when he's got these goons wandering the halls?
Say, Jody, you a fag?
If I known you was a fag, Jody, I'd have been up here before. Could have used the money.
All in.
Hey,
Left, right. Let's decorate the warrior.
Dumping trash on it. All right, hold on a second. Does his room have a door on it? Like, why wouldn't he shut the door
No,
when he
this is
walked
like
in?
a rooming house. I just
It's a
figured
rooming
it out.
house?
It says rooms for rent.
I did see that, but he did enter his room. Even rooms for rent have doors, right?
Yeah, he has a door right there, clearly, but I don't know. He just
Shut the door before you put the gay wig on, Jody. And then I don't know, who are these guys, and what's it take to get thrown out of this house? You know what I mean? It's got to be some protocols. Like, hey, you can't throw trash at the other renters and call them fag every 10 seconds. That's sorry.
And the one guy who says he could make some money if he only knew.
Yeah,
what is he
that?
talking
Yeah, yeah.
about?
I think it was just assumed.
Okay, I'll give you $20
Every-
I'll blow you,
yeah,
bro.
he's gonna pimp you
no,
out.
yeah, you could go up, you could walk onto Geffen's yacht back then and just go, all right, I'll give you $20 if you suck my dick. And Robert Geffen would go like, okay, man, I got to do it.
think
It's like the
boarding
code.
houses in the 70s employed guys to make sure no gays rented a room.
Oh, these guys, and I like it because they got the wigger guy, they got the rhinestone country guy, and they got kind of the longshoreman guy. Like they have the three thug, they have the three
Prototypes.
stratas of
Yeah.
thug. These guys have nothing to do with one of each other. But I look at the guy I look at the wigger guy with the huge fro and call him, drop some F-bombs if I were these guys.
Yeah.
But anyway, these guys hang out at a boarding house just waiting for people to return from work and then attack them verbally and throw trash at them.
And
then
the internet, according to the internet, he put on the short blonde wig to cover his longer than Army regulation hair.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes no sense to put more hair on. Oh, I get it.
Hair, his Doris Day wig is every bit as long as his natural locks.
Yeah.
All right, so they throw a trash can at him, and he leaves. He gets into his... And again, I like unmotivated anger. You know what I mean? The guys are just like, gotta get this guy. He gets in his Cortina.
Quit looking around.
Or his Corvair. No, it's a Corvair.
That's a Corvair.
Convertible Corvair, rear end, unsafe at any speed.
Yeah.
And drives off.
Now, the motion in this model was
All right. So anyway, then the earthquake hits. Act 1.
What a classic.
Oh, you know, Act 1. Chuck Heston's an architect, right? And they're like having meetings with him. And they're like, listen, we saved a ton of dough by skimping a little on some of the engineering. And he's like, damn it, man. Those calcs were worked out in advance. If a 7.3 hits, we're all going to be dust. It's like, hey, don't worry about it, man. We saved good money on the building, but just cutting a couple of corners. And you know what's going to happen to that guy in that fucking building, right? Yeah. Yeah. Well, there you go. I know everyone's talking about Daniel Penny now and Marjo Gortner.
Yes.
Later on, does he shoot those guys? Later on,
oh my God, Ace.
Those thugs are looting. And now the fucking worm has turned, right?
Yeah.
Because he sees those guys. Those guys' business model is we're going to sit on the stoop of this boarding house until a disaster hits, and then we'll loot. That's when we make our money. So
it's a very specific strategy.
Yeah, they catch them looting. He catches, and they have to kiss his ass now, right?
You know, psycho.
Thanks for that.
Oh, maybe they didn't steal these necklaces and things. Maybe they're just fags that like to dress up in women's jewels. You find any dresses in the car?
No, Jody.
Well, I guess we'll have to shoot them.
Hey, wait a minute, Jody. I was telling these guys just today to lay off. I swear to God I was. Ask them.
Yeah.
Ask them.
Sure, those naked guys on the wall, that didn't mean nothing. We knew that you lifted weights and all that crap.
Scum like you think you can get away with anything. Push people around when you want to, steal when you want to, make fun of men who have to work for a living, huh? But not today. Hey, come back, you guys. I was only kidding.
Hey, don't do that, man.
Not like back in the store, is it, Miss Amici? No scrawny bitches coming in asking for double green stamps 2 days after the special's over, huh? None of that stuff.
He works in a supermarket.
Unhinged.
I want this whole patrol area quarantined.
I
No
gotta
civilians are to be allowed
believe.
through without being questioned. Can't tell, they might be looters.
What about the people trying to get through to Wilson Plaza aid station?
I like that this guy's kind
There's no
of
other clear streets
okay
around
with
here.
it, you know. All right, I gotta believe his commanding officer would frown a little upon
shooting
down on you, just dropping like 22 rounds into three guys who are just standing there.
Yeah.
You know, that guy stole a necklace. All right, here we go. Also, I like that the guys took off and then he went, it's just kidding. And they're like, all right, thanks. Yeah, I get it. Well, and what's in it for them to, like, why'd they turn around? What's with the change of heart?
Well, that's the rules of engagement. They're coming back at you. They're coming right for me.
There's a lot of F-bombs dropped there.
A lot. I had to clean that up for YouTube.
Remember, I got a picture 9.5-year-old Adam Carolla sitting at the El Portal Theater going, what is this? Is this what adulthood is like?
Yeah.
Do I have this to look forward to? Is this going to be my life?
Who took you to that?
I would just
You
turn
went
in
by
bottles,
yourself?
make money. And,
Nice.
But am I going to be the guy sitting on the brownstone stoop, or am I going to be
Right.
the homo up in the unit putting the wig
Shooting
on?
people.
Like, which one am I going to be? Richard Roundtree was in this movie as well. Shaft.
I didn't know that.
Shaft. Yeah. And, oh, God. Oh, I just told you, but I'm sleep deprived. But from Bad News Bears.
Oh,
coach.
yeah. Well, would this be on the list?
Huh?
Walter Matthau.
Walter Matthau.
So would this be on the list? Like, you know how you do the most 80s movies? Would this be on the list of the most 70s movies of all time?
It's pretty.
Top 10.
It's pretty much because Chuck Heston was having an affair with Karen Black, who was in all sorts of 70s movies, and Chuck Heston's wife was a big star siren. You know, these people have these big movie careers in the 50s and the stuff, and then they'd end up on a sitcom or they'd end up in some shitty earthquake movie or something. But his wife, you'll know immediately, or she's up on the bill, whatever, up there. Chuck jogs in a jogging suit back when they had jogging suits, not like sweatsuits or sweatpants, jogging suits, like the $6 million man, you know, like he ran in a jogging suit. All you have to do is name the first 5 people in this cast. You know,
Ava Gardner?
Ava Gardner.
There she is.
Ava Gardner. Come on. You don't know Ava Gardner? Ava Gardner. Frank Sinatra's Guma. I mean, Ava Gardner is the most beautiful woman in Hollywood and all that, and now she's just doing this. She's playing this like alcoholic wife of whatever. The 70s ruined everything. Oh yeah, George Kennedy is in it. Yeah, they're all Victoria. The problem is we used to rely on where the handle was.
Right.
The handle was back and to the right. Maybe back and to the left. I don't know if they make toilets
maybe in
that
England
sort of
or something like that.
Flip-flop.
You know?
I'd be curious. Is the handle always on the right? But I feel like it was back and to the right.
Yeah.
Right. Which you could find.
Of course.
Now, at the airport, they have the fucking center button, which is like, I tore some cartilage trying to get to that shit. Yes. I was like, you're trying to do the full 180 reach around button push. Unclear whether you hit the piss button or the shit button because they divided the button. Any button in a storm, but you're reaching back. Yeah. Then there is the comical motion sensor flush.
which is the worst.
At the fucking... That's at the airport. Yeah. So now you're reaching behind you doing the John Cena thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? See me. And just waving behind my asshole, like going, can I trigger this?
Right.
Do I have to stand up quickly and then sit back down?
I'll have to like do like squats and propel myself off of the shitter just to make enough motion to get it to flush.
Yeah.
It's it's inhumane. But,
so what they really need is a button up front.
Oh my God.
With a campaign.
Right, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Hey, if you're a friend, flush.
Or
some, picture of a butler holding out a silver tray, courtesy flush, please. You know what I mean? Just something.
Picture of an inmate in an orange jumpsuit,
right?
Being mouth fucked, but he's still managed to flush. You know. Mm-hmm. So it's with a prison toilet. You get enough sound because it's there like the industrial whoosh. You can give birth to a turd as you hit the water. Nobody's going to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So that was probably my favorite part about it. I miss it very much.
Yeah. Prison food cannot be helping with this equation either.
It's just sugar and carbs and processed.
Is it really like what was the menu in prison?
Oh man, you're gonna make me get my Vietnam flashback is coming here. Like shepherd's pie, which I don't know. Do you guys like that dish?
I would if I was at a Marie Callender's, but I don't know about Sing Sing. You know,
I mean, it was so foul, and it was so like you get it cold. Yeah, I mean, it was like they microwaved it, but they wanted to save money on the electric bill, and so they serve it to you half cold. And like that was, they would give it to us 3 times a week in the county jail, where they give you just enough food to keep from starving. If you don't have money on your books for your commissary or whatever, you're going to go hungry, even though they, even eating there or whatever they give you. Did you guys go to public school?
Yes.
So you remember the hot lunch line?
Yeah.
Right? Like there was, in my generation, they started to sell like Pizza Hut in like the kind of like the richer kid line. And like you get better food.
Yeah.
And then there was the poor government cheese line. It's food like that, but the food that like didn't make it to the hot lunch line. That was like no good for the, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I know
that's,
there are different tiers.
that's the level. It's like Aramark fucking crap, you know?
I was before the era of any recognizable food provider on campus, but also at Dodger Stadium. Like you couldn't go there and get a Jody Maroney's dog. You'd have to just get the Dodger dog, and everything was generic.
Yeah,
and it was stadium food.
Right,
and then there was public school food. And there was no recognizable brands or restaurants or anything. It was all just, fish sticks was always a bad day.
Fuck.
They figured out that the part that I always found interesting about the offerings at the public school is Pizza Hut, Domino's, Papa John's has figured out a way to produce a large pizza for like $6.99.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's the cheapest food imaginable.
Yeah.
It's got 13 slices.
Right.
Like, we were well below that level. The pizza was not pizza shaped, which drove me nuts. It was oblong.
Oh, my God.
It was a
You remember
square
that?
style. It always tasted like shit. The hot dog, they fuck up the hot dogs. Like, literally, you can go into any car dealership around the country on any Saturday and get a decent hot dog for free.
Right.
Just for fucking walking around looking at RVs.
Mm-hmm.
But they could not provide that. The meat was gray.
Yeah.
It was weird. The hamburgers seemed sort of boiled. Everything was fucked up. And it's like, listen, McDonald's can figure out a way to serve one of these things up for 49 cents.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't you guys do that?
100%, dude.
Spaghetti served.
Can you imagine eating spaghetti out of a plastic, like a cutout in a plastic tray?
Everything was served with an ice cream scooper. So the spaghetti, the longest strand of spaghetti I ever found in junior high was 1 3/8 inches. Like, there is no Lady and the Tramp situation going on here. It's just scoop, plop, and then green beans, same scooper, plop. Like, everything had to be delivered via an ice cream scooper.
Which somehow made it more disgusting. Like, obviously they washed it off, but
but they were like, we're not going to make pizza in the right shape, and we're not going to make spaghetti in the right shape. Spaghetti's just going to look like half a softball sitting on it. And I'm Italian, so I take great offense. Anyway. Yeah, so it was bad.
Yeah.
But the sad part is those of us who weren't incarcerated were eating about the same as you were on the outside if you're involved with the LA Unified School District.
Exactly. So that's why when you're locked up and you got money on your books, you're eating Butterfingers and spreads, right? A lot of Top Ramen, and you put they get very creative with the way that they make Top Ramen spreads. A lot of everything's still bad for you, but you could at least kind of my cell looked like a 7-Eleven. It was because I was in there with a lifer who was kind of like the shot caller guy. We had Jordan sneakers. We had, fucking dirty magazines and shit. It got to a point where it was kind of nice.
Yeah, not a bad roommate.
It was kind of, especially when he would like leave for a couple of weeks to go to like the medical unit, like to a different prison. It was kind of like when you have a roommate and he leaves for a couple of weeks to go back home for Thanksgiving. You're like,
you had to take care of his cat, but other than that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I had to feed his fish.
So he's still in.
Yeah, he might be dead. I'm not sure. I know he was on death row because the day I got shipped out of the Two Rivers Correctional Facility, I'm just being specific so your listeners don't think I'm lying. The day I got shipped out, or a couple days after I got shipped out, there was a riot on the prison yard, and he ended up killing a guy in that riot. They stepped to hit some guy had an old beef. These are like white guy biker gang type of people, right? And so some guy came at him with a knife, and my cellmate Jimmy hit him, just knocked him in the head, and he fell back and he died. Wow. So that's self-defense, right? I mean, Jimmy was doing life anyways, but I know he was fighting that case from death row for a long time. So Yeah, I don't know. Being in those kind of conditions, just like you withers away at your mind. So I don't know if he's alive now or not.
Did you think he was innocent? Did he think he was innocent?
No, he definitely did it. He definitely killed the person that gave him. He definitely was guilty of murder that put him away for life. And he was like, he had accepted his fate that he wasn't going to get out. He had lost all his appeals, but he was like, yeah, I feel bad for what I did, but they're so gross. And I'm coming back from Portland, so it's like a couple. But this is like, you don't know. The guy could be the girl, and the girl could be the guy, right? And they're both wearing matching like sweatpant jackets, like their tracksuits from their college.
Wow.
It's just foul. There's just and it's like the rest of us have to look at you, right? Like, but they used to wear suits to go on planes. It was such an honor to go on an airplane that you would put on a suit to travel. And now I've got this androgynous fat couple wearing their Oregon State Beaver matching hoodies and sweatpants sitting next to me, and they're just coughing the whole time, and they're fucking bitching, and it's like, it really is, it makes me welcome the fall of the empire, the fall of America, being with,
Yeah, they're too comfortable.
But yeah, it's exactly. I don't know how to say it. It's like it's so, you don't live. They just absorb the space and treat it like it's their living room. You know what I mean?
I think I think what's going on is there's the animal kingdom, and then there's humans, and there used to be kind of a chasm. There was a large space in between the two, because my dog would lick his balls in front of the Queen of England,
right?
And nobody would have a problem with it, because they'd go, he's that, you know. But you would blame a human being for engaging in that sort of behavior.
Well, you have an intern that can actually lick his balls physically.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Byron
can. You have an intern or an employee now that can.
Byron, you can lick your own balls, and I've been licking your fucking balls for 4.5 months, and you could have done it yourself. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he sucked his own dick on the Legion of Skanks.
Yeah, it's on his resume.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not going to say no.
I should have taken a deep dive. Well, all right.
Like, I should have done a background check on this fucking guy.
I have many thoughts. First off, sucking your own dick makes you sound like you're criminally insane. On one hand, there's some judgment that goes along with it, but it also suggests you have a long dick. Because people think it's solely about flexibility.
Right.
But it's really not. It's about meeting in the middle.
Totally.
Somewhere. So if you were sort of, the human pretzel, presumably you could suck your own dick. But I would say that it's probably a combo. Look, if my dick was 4 feet, then I could suck my own dick.
Right.
And I'm not very flexible.
Right.
If I was super flexible, I could suck my own dick.
Right.
And I think it's probably a combo, but it suggests that you have a big dick.
Yeah, well, look at Byron. I mean, he's no Pilates instructor, right? Like, the guy's, he's rapidly aging. He's overweight.
He's not wafy.
Yeah.
So he probably has a huge hog.
Exactly. He's probably packing something.
A lot of yoga and a lot of foreskin.
So he's
a lot of yoga and foreskin.
So did you get your mouth? Are you uncut?
Yeah, I'm uncut, but I want to clarify. I was a gentleman. I didn't suck the whole thing on stage. I kissed the tip.
Okay. You're one of the. You're like a 15-year-old girl. You're like, it's like the first blowjob you ever get from a girl.
I just had to prove I could do it.
Yeah, but you just got to the foreskin.
Yeah, it's a lot of tugging, and I'm not going to say it didn't hurt, but I got it done.
Did you pull the foreskin back? Like, how does that work with a...
No, I pulled it forward.
Oh, sure.
Stretchy.
He has added an extra extension to his penis.
So it's just hanging? It's like loose foreskin almost? It's almost like pulling a fucking a T-shirt over your head or something? Oh, my God.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Well, I want to say, sorry, look, I don't run the cocksucking sanctioning body, but I don't count this as a cocksuck. Like, for me, I'm the guys like, you know, when they do the powerlifting and stuff, and the guy gets it up, and he pulls it back, and then he does a clean and jerk, but he doesn't hold it for 3 seconds and throws on like, I got the air horn going, that's not a lift,
right?
Not a clean lift.
Right.
You getting on foreskin. Not a lift.
No, that's a goof. That's a rush week in college. I want to meet somebody who's actually made themselves ejaculate from sucking their own dick.
Okay, have I put the head in my mouth before? Yes. Did I do it on stage? No, because it was a public place and there was a lot of people around, and I wasn't thinking quite clearly. I was a little drunk. I had to be to get it done, but
we need to send an official over to.
But and by the way, putting your mom in the first row,
right?
Have some tact.
Hindsight being 20/20.
Right.
Comps for mom. Look, next time, put her in the Negro balcony.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't put her right up front.
No one comes from sucking their own dick. It's still a real pain in the back and ass. Yeah.
All right. Now, here's what I know. What I know, or at least from what I learned from doing Loveline, and maybe seeing Ron Jeremy attempt this once. I think the real way to do it is you get on your back and you throw your legs over your head.
You get on, Oh, of course.
You're the bottom of
course.
Your head's the bottom of the
I did it standing up.
Yeah, and that adds to the difficulty factor. There's no doubt.
So Ron Jeremy could put his legs, I guess so, right?
You could use gravity to your advantage.
That's right, and just
with your hips.
Totally.
Yeah, pushing down on.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's still something I couldn't do. I'll tell you that much.
I did have a Loveline call once where some 16-year-old guy said he was gay, but his stepdad didn't know he was gay, and he walked in, and they walked into the bedroom, and him and this dude were going at it kind of thing, and the dad was Christian, and I was like, what exactly were you doing? Because, there's walking in when you're a deeply religious man with your son kissing another guy or giving a back rub, and then but it keeps going from there.
Sure.
He said when the stepdad walked in, the kid had thrown his legs over his head and was sucking his own dick, and this guy was beating off to it. I didn't even have that one in my lexicon of disappointed dads. He was on top of me, or I was blowing him. But this is next level, right?
I mean, on the other hand, it depends on how you choose to look at it, right? This could be just an elevated version of a classic teenage circle jerk. We jerked off.
Now you sound like your dad trying to make a case for one of his clients.
Yeah, exactly, dude. No, this is we did that. We had 8th grade jerk off sessions. We'd be under sleeping, but we'd been in our sleeping bags. But we'd be in a some buddy's dark basement, and we'd all be seeing who can come first. So maybe this kid had a buddy, their Byron, who was let me one up you. Let me show you how you really have fun. So it could have been that. I'd rather see that than I'd rather catch my son circle jerking with his friend blowing himself than catch my son kissing a boy.
You would?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Really?
Kissing, the passionate.
Kissing is weird and intimate.
I would almost, kissing's really weird. I'd almost rather
now you're not speaking as a Oregon-born comedian. You're speaking as a religious stepfather.
That's right.
For clarity.
Exactly. Yeah, no. I'm a member of one of those Christian churches now. Obviously, I went to prison. That's what you do. You find God.
Oh, did you find God?
No. I pretended to be Muslim just because that's what you're supposed to do, right? I was wearing a kufi.
Really?
No, but I'd honestly rather get a prison blowjob. Swear to God, I'd rather get a prison blowjob than make out with you.
Oh,
I think that's gayer.
Business?
That's gayer than getting a blowjob because you're owed a pack of cigarettes.
All right.
Right? Don't you agree?
They both would probably fall under the heading of gay. But
that's a big umbrella term.
If we're going to create a category called gayer.
Yeah.
Because the blowjob has a sort of utility to it.
Totally.
Which is basically like, look, I need to bust a nut. This isn't a women's prison.
Yeah.
God knows if I was if I was in Miami right now, I certainly wouldn't be blown by you.
Right.
But we're not. So here's what we got to do.
It's like a misdemeanor. It's like a gay misdemeanor.
It's essentially like blaming that Argentinian soccer team whose plane went down for eating human flesh.
Exactly.
What the fuck are we going to do?
Right.
We got to live.
Exactly.
So there's no judgment. Now you do that, in North Hollywood, Jeffrey Dahmer does it.
Right.
Now there's a judgment attached to it.
Yeah.
So as the religious stepdad who walks into his stepson's room, you would rather see the friend blowing himself while your son is beating off.
I think I'd fucking laugh.
Then making out.
Yes.
Okay,
totally.
Chris, where do you got?
I think Johnny presents a good argument. I was
It's
with you,
solid.
Adam, but now after hearing,
it's mitigating
his reasoning-
circumstance. I think that's like that. Like a felony gay is obviously, butt sex, right?
Yeah.
Woke though, you know what I mean? It's kind of it's a point now. But I think like misdemeanor gay, that's like that kind of activity.
It's my rap name.
You can get it off your misdemeanor gay. You can get that off your record. You can still go on and have a life if you were blowing yourself in a circle jerk.
Let me just push back a little, Johnny.
Sure. Well, that's what he said. Sorry.
I argue that watching the friend suck his own dick while you beat off, while there's no contact with the friend, although it could be assumed that maybe there was some the night before, suggests a certain level of depravity.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like now we're getting into a different realm here sexually that transcends the kiss or the reach around, you know?
Right.
And so what I would be worried about as the religious stepdad is now we have gay and weird.
Right.
Whereas before we just had to deal with gay.
So to you, they've upped the ante, rather. Whereas Johnny's saying, "Oh, they're just experimenting. It's not up to there yet."
Yes.
So yeah, like you're circle jerking. That's in the eyes of God, it's frowned upon. Now you're kind of bringing in the devil.
That's what I'm saying.
I think, but I don't know. As a defense lawyer, right? How are we to know that he's jerking off to his friend blowing himself? What if they're simply just because we would?
I think you could
circle
tell.
jerk in a circle. Obviously, we would be circle jerking, but it wouldn't be to like our friends. It would be to like our imagination.
Where are the
right?
eyes looking?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that's, I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. This sounds pretty fucking gay and concerning, but this is, if I had to create some doubt in the mind of the jury, right?
Right.
This is what I would say.
Well, if I was the DA, I would just fire back and say, when you're staring at a hustler and jerking off, how do we know you're being aroused by the imagery of the hustler? Like at some point, we have to assume that wherever your gaze, pardon the pun, is upon, that is the subject and the motivation of your erotica.
Right, but you're still like if this is the first sexual experience they've ever had, they're both technically still virgins.
Right.
And it doesn't really no exchanging of fluids or anything.
I put my clients on the stand and be like, look, you're going to say that it was a contest. Who could bust a nut the quickest? Now you have this gymnast, right? Or this guy who's just, he's a freak. Maybe he's Asian. Maybe he doesn't have, he's missing a rib, right? That Marilyn Manson thing. And he's like, check this out. It could be a gnarly thing, right? So all your friends are skateboarding, doing little ollies, and this motherfucker's like, watch me hit this half pipe.
Right.
Could be kind of that kind of thing too. It's just like the Mountain Dew of, the Mountain Dew extreme of circle jerking, right?
You're right.
Watch me blow myself.
Yeah, no one ever accuses the guys from Jackass of being gay.
Thank you. Boom. Rest my case, Your Honor.
We'd make quite a legal team. All right, well, there's circling back to
circle jerking back,
the destruction of our society. And I agree with you when you brought up the dress codes on the airplane. You can find Fetterman, the big bald guy wears the hoodies, who, by the way, cannot speak in a sentence, which is a bizarre
That clip was wild.
We're like, he's got a disability. Understood, but he shouldn't be making policy. Like, I'm not saying take the handicapped and put them in a wood chipper.
Right.
I'm saying don't put them in positions where they can make policy if they're severely impacted. And there's a clip of him speaking in front of Congress, just like, saying I-95 35 times or something. But there's another one where he's with Biden.
Yeah, I just saw that
and
one.
This is the decorum part. Like, the president of the United States has come to your town and you're going to share a podium with him. And you're like, which cargo shorts should I wear, hon? It's weirdly sort of applauded, but it really is the downfall of our society.
Totally.
We need decorum. Yeah. We need there's
hierarchy.
Hierarchy. There's also a kind of a it's like Christmas trees should look like Christmas trees, should be decorated like Christmas trees. Christmas songs shouldn't have the word fuck in them. You know what I mean? Like, there's just a certain this is what we do.
Just freehand.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. And within the safe confines of a mummy bag. We can find that. There's also what you're speaking of from prison with the shit dumb is once again, somebody tweeted me an article. Once again, Purell, bad for you. Not good. Been saying this for 25
what
years.
Is this?
The hand sanitizer.
It kills all the good bacteria as well. So.
Right.
At some point when I'm right about everything, at some point, will somebody stop and go, maybe the next thing I'm talking about could be correct 3 years from now.
Right.
Or are we just going to...
Clean slate every
We're
time.
just going to do this dance of the tards where I say something, you tell me I'm gross and nuts, and then it turns out to be true, and then we shake the Etch-a-Sketch and we start brand new every single time. So whatever it is I say, you go, that's wrong, and then I turn out to be right, and then we just rinse and repeat for my entire adult life.
It's like a marriage. You build up no equity with your wife.
No.
There's no equity built up in podcasting or being a media figure.
And it's like woke points.
Yeah.
You never build up enough. You can't store woke points in the bank. The second we find some old tape of you saying the N-word, all the marching with BLM and all the Million Women's March and all the donations and all the speaking engagements, it all goes out the window with one faux pas.
Yeah. I would do all of that just to be able to say the N-word.
Yeah, I agree.
2019 was different.
Let's all right. So Fetterman is wearing shorts.
Yeah, more casual
so
than a guy
in a hoodie
next on the plane. Yeah,
it's so crazy, dude.
But can I also say this?
Back from the gym.
There's also, I will carve out some room for, there could be an event that's a black collar event, but maybe Kevin Smith shows up in a hockey jersey.
Sure.
And I go, okay, that's his thing. But then he comes up and delivers a funny, eloquent, interesting speech, or maybe Snoop Dogg shows up in something a little inappropriate, but that's his thing. But he's kind of earned his way.
Right.
Fetterman can't string together a sentence.
No.
So I would argue that he needs to swing by the men's suit warehouse.
No, Fetterman delivered how he dressed. That's
right.
He made Biden look like Farrakhan.
Right.
It was wild.
Well, let's see if we can listen to it, or if we have it. Sound, please. Always sound.
A little over a year ago, the president and I were standing right next to each other at a collapsed bridge in western Pennsylvania, a bridge that I drove over just the night before with my young son. And he showed up with just hours after that bridge collapsed there. And he promised to make sure that any resources that they needed and any help and support. And guess what? That bridge was rebuilt less than a year, well in front of time. And now I'm standing next to the president again, next to a collapsed bridge here. And he is here to commit to work with the governor and the delegation to make sure that we get this fixed fast as well too. This is a president that is committed to infrastructure, and then on top of that, the dual kind of a law of the inflation bill that is going to make sure that there's going to be bridges all across America getting rebuilt. It's a pleasure to be here and to introduce my friend, Congressman Boyle Bile.
Boyle Bile. Oh, wait. Let the congressman say his name, which is funny. So the congressman comes up and he's like, my name is Brad Bilsing. Like, you should know it's not Boyle Bile. My parents have to be the cruelest people on the planet to name me Boyle Bile. Like, I have a hard enough time getting laid. I had to suck my own dick all through junior high. But he's like, there's if that tape, if you get the part where he calls him Boyle Bile, the congressman does come up and kind of like, just for the stenographer,
right?
You know,
just for the record,
my name is this. It's not Boyle Bile. But
this reminds me, you guys have seen Terminator 2 when the T-1000 can just get into somebody's body and sound like them. It's like he did that into Biden's body. That's his delivery, his stuttering.
Well, maybe this. I was thinking about this, but I didn't talk about it. We can find it, but. You know, there's a lot of comedians who be like, I don't want this guy opening for me because he destroys.
Right.
And then I got to go up there.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Maybe this is Biden.
He requests.
This is Biden
burying the feature? You think
just kind of going, I want the guy to be a 6, but not a 9.
Yeah,
because I got to go out after him. So maybe there's that.
Yeah.
So I was kind of thinking of that, like maybe he's going to travel around, because then when you hear Biden speak after that jumbled mess, he sounds relatively coherent.
Right. And
I came up with this other idea with Biden, which is, we'll find Boyle Bile in a second. It's just the last 20 seconds of that whole speech, but we got to get the congressman.
Yeah, that's okay. So I barely watch the news. That Fetterman, what is his rank? What is his position?
I think he's a congressman.
Yeah, Pennsylvania.
No,
Senator.
that's tracks.
Oh, senator.
He's
one of 2 senators.
He's a senator.
Sorry, yes.
In Pennsylvania?
Yes.
That tracks, dude. I drove through Western Pennsylvania a couple weeks ago. It's makes total sense now.
Oh, do we
It's
have?
a
We'll
barbaric
find
place.
him addressing Congress. You don't need the entire address, just sort of the jumbled part. But
see, there he's got a suit on.
Yeah.
Really like the 95. Obviously you're pretty much preoccupied with 95, and I know I certainly am too. And we know it's a major.
He looks like a 3-strike inmate, like petitioning
not just
for clemency,
Pennsylvania, but for the East Coast. And a lot of Pennsylvanians are worried that the delays in repairs bring to its standstill deal. I'm glad to see last night you were so quick to get $3 million to the emergency relief. The funds got out so quickly. Just personally, like, it just seemed $3 million wasn't enough. I mean, it seems like it's going to be even a lot more expensive than that. But I get the sense,
All right. 95. Okay, there's issues.
Yeah.
And so he needs to rest.
So it's the beginning of the end, right?
Oh, well, let me continue my thought.
Sure.
And then we'll get back to the end and the beginning. Yes, I agree. I would, if I was Biden, have Fetterman speak before me, wherever I was. And I would also have a guy on stage with me. And I would call him, it was a famous Lee Majors role, but it was called the Fall Guy. If you just put a suit on, I'll give you the Secret Service earpiece.
Right.
So it looks like you're doing something.
Yeah.
If I ever go down, you go down immediately with me.
Oh.
If I trip, then we have plausible deniability. We both caught our heel on the same piece of frayed carpet. You know what I mean?
That's brilliant.
We both hit the sandbag. That was like, if you go down, look, if you're walking through a supermarket and you eat shit everyone's going to laugh at you. If two of you eat shit, it's a supermarket's fault.
Sure.
That's on them.
Yes.
You're praying when you go down. Somebody goes down right next to you at the same time because it goes from you being one of the Three Stooges to we have a serious problem at the supermarket, right? So he can literally just travel around with the guy, and if there's ever a stumble or a slide down the stairs, or he doesn't know the direction to walk off stage, again, if you have a mate for that, like if you go, he doesn't know where to, we didn't know where to go. Much better than you doing anything.
Completely change the optics.
Completely change the optics.
Maybe he dives on him. He says, I thought I heard a shot.
No, it has to be accidental simultaneously because you want to look like you both slipped.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your excuse then? Say this happens.
Well, let's look at the context here.
Right.
Like that last time he tripped.
Right. And let's just say, remember that time he was going up the stairs for Air Force One and he stumbled multiple times?
Right.
First off, the argument by the folks defending him on MSNBC is like, it was windy that day. That makes it a much worse situation.
Right, totally.
A gust of wind was able to take him out.
Could blow this elderly lady with fucking osteoporosis over.
Okay, that's a bad excuse. Now, picture that same thing where he slipped multiple times on the stairs going up to Air Force One. Now picture it with my fake Secret Service guy walking next to him, slipping at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
It goes right from Biden to, what the fuck's wrong with those stairs?
Yeah. Right.
See what I'm saying?
Totally.
So travel with a fall guy.
Yes. Literally a fall guy.
And have Fetterman open for you.
That's
like
great,
a genius.
Dude.
We need we need a mashup of Dawson. You can find it. Fetterman saying the name of the congressman or the senator who's trying to boil Biles, and Biden talking about Javier Baccaria. Those two would be kind of funny to mash up. All right, so we have the rest of it, but the congressman, the poor guy, like that's just got to be
right. Yeah,
that's
poor Bile.
That's got to be horrible for Byron Boyles or whatever his name is. Let's see.
It's a pleasure to be here and to introduce my friend, Congressman Boyle Bile.
Boyle Bile. This guy's to set the record straight.
Well, thank you. I'm Congressman Brendan Boyle, but the main reason why I'm here for
Well, what would you do?
Holy shit.
If,
Holy
I want to
shit.
introduce my friend, Shitty Doucheman. And you get up there and it's Sean Jackson. like you'd have to set the record straight, other they think your name is Boyle Biles.
Oh my God! I wish he would have just cucked out and just taken it. You know, like, hi, I'm Boyle Bile.
The reason I need your vote, vote Boyle.
Vote Boyle.
Vote Bile. Let's put some bile in the Senate this year, people.
Change
Let's put
it.
Boyles.
We're gonna send Bile.
We're sending
to
Bile
Washington.
and Boyles
Changing how
to the swamp.
We're digesting this.
We're going to clean up that swamp with Boyles.
Bile's draining the
Bile.
swamp.
I got to see it one more time.
Oh,
Makes
man.
me
so good.
laugh.
You know.
By the way, that's his friend. Imagine how he introduces strangers.
Shit, dude. Yeah.
It's a pleasure to be here and to introduce my friend, Congressman Boyle Bile.
Oh God.
Well, thank you. I'm Congressman Brendan Boyle, but the main reason why I'm here, forget that I'm
powered through.
He just, it's just like, it really is like being brought up. You know, you're doing some C club in fucking Kalamazoo, Michigan, and the local feature.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this guy, I think what's your podcast? On the Adam Carolla show. Yeah. Oh, okay. I think it's Adam Carolla. You know what I mean? Like it's so disrespectful.
It's basically.
But this guy's retarded. It's not his fault.
In that thing you do when they were very early on in their musical career, the guy brought up the Wonders as the Oneaters.
Yeah,
exactly.
Which is still okay because Oneaters is not a bad band name.
Right.
Boyle Biles.
That's a bad name.
It's a bad.
Wow.
Is a bad name.
Boyle Bile. That's like the name of like some guy in Appalachia that's got a sex offender. You know what I mean? Like that's
You know what I would watch? I would watch a pay-per-view of Fetterman with a long list of celebrity names.
Right.
And I would just go introduce them, and he'd be like, this is douchebaggery. And he'd then come up and go, that was David Duchovny. And we just go down the line of who's Sarah Jessica Parker, all the fuck, all, and forget about Idris Elba and guys like that. They would never. It would just. I would watch that.
Well, heaven forbid he tries to say Schwarzenegger.
Oh,
I don't want to hear that in front of his base.
That's at the bottom of the list. That's what we're all waiting for.
Yeah, don't put him up. Don't say Schwarzenegger in front of a constituency in Jacksonville.
Yes,
oh my God.
Political commentator Niger Ennis.
Yeah,
everybody. NFL great Dick Butkus.
Yeah.
I would watch the shit out of that.
Dude, does it make you, as much as we dislike Gavin Newsom, does it make you at least, are you happy that he shaves and puts on a clean shirt and presses his pants? At least.
Yes.
And he's at least, we know that he's evil, but he's like Kennedy evil.
Yes.
There is some distinguishedness. Is that a word?
No, but yes.
He's distinguished.
Yes, I am at the point now where it's about people being able to articulate themselves coherently has now become the bar that a lot of these people can't reach.
Right.
There are many people on the right and there are many people on the left, and at least they speak coherently. It's now at the point where, Biden's talking about building a bridge to the Indian Ocean and stuff. Not
across the Indian Ocean, to the Indian Ocean.
Meaning, you can disagree all you want with Gavin Newsom, and I certainly have, but he speaks in complete sentences.
Yeah. He lies and he bullshits and he panders very eloquently.
Yes.
And that's, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of what governments have been doing forever. Because back in the day, that's that old school, back in the day, that was like politricks. These guys are very, very smart, and and if they get away with lying to you, good, they did a good job at it. Where now it's like they're not even trying.
Well, now it's kind of insulting.
Sure.
Whereas before it was sort of like, is he telling the truth? Now it's like, you're doing what? Do you have are you ever to find Javier Baccaria?
Still gathering the audio.
You don't, you don't have to mash it
John
up.
Travolta did something like that
back to back. Yeah.
At the Oscars with when he's introducing that singer, Adele Dazeem. He's like, Adina Menzel or something like that.
Right.
And that was a huge deal. This was way worse.
Yes. I might have gotten that name wrong. I mean,
we also have a Newsom clip from when he was on my show all those years ago addressing homelessness, do we? Because the problem, he said, when he was sitting where you're sitting on my show years ago, he was explaining to me that homelessness was his number one issue. That was 10 years ago. So he's screwed the pooch pretty hard on that one.
But we got to give him a few more terms, guys.
But he did a campaign ad where he was like, you can't fix a problem unless you address a problem. But then he came on my show and talked about homelessness being mother of three who worked a full-time job, who was divorced.
That's the face of homelessness.
That's the face of homelessness.
It's crazy.
And I'm like,
it's crazy.
How would you fix a problem if you couldn't identify the problem? I think.
Are you looking for the thing I cut?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is not just that interview, but a little bit more in a little.
Well, this is his campaign promise.
He's a sharp guy.
I had mashed up a bunch of different things.
And this guy, he was banging. This guy was having. I think he was banging like the when he was mayor.
It's like campaign manager's wife.
Yeah, just G shit, like mafia shit.
Yeah,
I was like, come at me. I don't give a fuck. Screwed your old lady.
We'll see if we got it.
Let's be direct. We can't solve a problem without first identifying it.
What about the picture of real homelessness, which is a poor mom with 2 kids with a husband who took off and left her, who's sitting there struggling on that minimum wage job, and all of a sudden now is out in the streets and sidewalks desperately trying to find some help.
Hold on. Stop. Has anyone seen that? The true face of homelessness?
Yeah.
The true face. Has
There's a lot of
anyone
backstory, too.
seen a mother with 3 kids who was wearing a Taco Bell outfit who was recently divorced?
Right. No. I mean, they all live together in a studio apartment.
But we can't.
They got a house.
We can't fix a problem unless we identify the problem and then goes on to completely misidentify the problem.
Totally. Yeah.
I'm sorry. You can play it.
Which is a poor mom with 2 kids with a husband who took off and left her, who's sitting there struggling on that minimum wage job, and all of a sudden now is out in the streets and sidewalks desperately trying to find some help.
The guy's dead.
It's not an exaggeration. That's the truth. This is a year we want to see people moving off the streets. This is a year we want to see results. Our country is facing an existential battle for who we are and who we're willing to become.
And that's why we established this framework, what we call a 10-year plan to end chronic homelessness in San Francisco.
All right, un-American. That's 08. He's a fucking idiot.
That's unbelievable, though.
Did you see
so he's been saying that since...
In education service, I nominated Javier Baccaria.
Now, what's his... Is he Xavier Becerra, or what's his...
Becerra.
Yeah. Is it Javier?
Javier Becerra.
Javier Becerra. All right. So now you got your work cut out for you, Dawson. Mashing. Oh, well, we'll see. You got it?
And to introduce my friend, Congressman Boyle Bile.
Definitely not a Jew, Boyle Bile.
All right.
We can say that with certainty, can we not?
We'll buy some time to mash it up. I just like them going back and forth, Dawson. All right. So here's the deal. Here's the problem. And the only way to fix the problem is to identify
As we know
the problem, Gavin Newsom.
That was genius, Gavin.
0, mother of 2, divorced, working a full-time job.
Yeah.
Find yourself on the street.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist. It's not
Doesn't
only...
exist.
In most, like whenever you get into these arguments with these fucking retarded people, and you say something like, "Look, the black community has a fatherless problem.
Yeah.
We need fathers at home. Fathers need to discipline their kids and help raise their kids so they can be more successful." They always go, "I know a black woman whose dad left at birth, and now she sits on the board of Nabisco." And it's like, okay.
Yeah, that's the representative of...
So first off, that is a ass backwards approach to everything, which is, I know a guy. You know what I mean? It's
That's the
I know a
opposite.
guy who didn't study for the SATs, stayed up that whole night fucking drinking, and got a 2100. Like, okay, so, but we should encourage people to study for the SATs, you fucking idiots. But, okay, you know a guy. In this particular case with Gavin Newsom, there's not one person. I mean, there are plenty of black people who are successful who grew up without a dad. Now, that's still not a great look for your society, and things would be better if it wasn't that way. But yes, there are people. Yes, maybe Oprah didn't know her dad. Fine. I get it. But in this particular case, I have crisscrossed and circumnavigated this town for my entire life. I have never seen a mother of 2 who had a full-time job and was divorced just slumped over on the street. She's in a shelter, perhaps. She's at a neighbor's house. She's at her sister-in-law's in Indiana.
It's hard. It's not pretty, but you can figure out something to put a roof over your children's head.
So this is 0 examples, Newsom, but fine. But now here's the problem. And here's the problem with all that, where we're at as society, if you want to know where we're coming undone. If you notice, violence, homicide, murders are now referred to as gun violence. More gun violence over the weekend, or over the Labor Day weekend. There was gun violence, or Juneteenth, there was gun violence. Like gun violence. Now, it used to just be called violence. Shootings and murders and homicides and things like that. So what we're doing, and then if there is something called gun violence, and we've now labeled it all as gun violence, well, then you get to go, we got to get rid of the guns, because that's the violence. The violence is the gun. So then what you do is you soften the soil. You like emulsify for a while. You go, don't say murders anymore, and don't say gang violence. Say gun violence. Gun violence. And we'll do that. And we'll get all the fucking stooges over at MSNBC to repeat, and the LA Times and New York Times. They'll all just switch it to gun violence. So now we'll all say gun violence. We'll do that for a little while. Then I'll get up and I'll give a speech where I'll go, we got to get rid of the guns, because that makes sense, because we have a gun violence problem. Now, this is a problem because there's too many guns. We have gun violence. There's murders because of the guns. And the homeless problem is homeless. There are no homes. So we have a homeless problem because we don't have enough homes, and we have a violence problem, a gun violence problem, because we have too many guns.
Yeah.
Not solvable
Yeah.
because you're misidentifying it. The homeless problem is not a lack of homes, and the violence problem is not too many guns.
Right.
It's who is holding the gun and shooting the other teen in the south side of Chicago.
Right.
So how would you ever put a dent in the problem when you go, all right, answer, less guns, more homes?
Yeah.
Undoable, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, it's a drug problem, not a homeless problem. And it's essentially saying gun violence, got to get rid of the guns. Okay. I would say drunk driving accidents, we got to get rid of the cars.
Sure.
The car is the problem. In your using your logic, it's not the operator of the car. It is the car. So it's not the operator of the gun that's the problem. It's the gun that's the problem. So now let's just get rid of automobiles,
Right.
which they would never ask to do, but it's the same retarded logic. Homeless, less homes, gun violence, too many guns, misidentify. They know what they're doing, and zero progress in any department.
They're both, the left and the right, when it comes to like violence. The right pushes how bad the cities have gotten for whatever reason they do, and the left obviously is trying to vilify guns. The reality is the numbers, unless places like Chicago might be the exception, murders have been down for like 25 years in America.
You can
Gun
go
violence is way down.
You can go to New York and travel on the subway and stuff, and walk around and stuff. I don't know. I have not been to San Francisco in a while.
I mean, they killed the owner of Postmates or whoever the fuck that was.
Well, that was an inside job.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's awesome.
Which I think that guy's going to get away with it.
Did they arrest somebody?
Yeah, they got the guy.
The guy's sister was hanging out with him, and then he got upset, and like they drove off together, and he stabbed him.
Wow, it's possible.
I think he's getting a cultural pass on that one.
Yeah, I mean, maybe
because I think they're going to paint this guy as like a rapist and an abuser, and this is basically the burning bed. Like his sister was being raped and attacked and abused and fed drugs, and this was a murder of passion,
right? And
not murder one.
If he's going to get away with it, it's going to be in California. This is a great place to get away with murder.
Yeah,
you can just do it.
Yes.
We interviewed this guy. He's a former CO, corrections officer. He's like, dude, they're letting guys that had life without parole, they're like letting them out now.
Well, maybe your roommate's out.
I hope so.
We're a sanctuary state.
He certainly deserves
it. Yeah. When you were dealing drugs, I'm sure like you and your cohorts probably dealt a lot with homeless people.
No, never. No? We were wholesale. We were like high level drug traffickers.
No, but when you were
we like looked down on that kind of shit.
Oh, even like college and like when you were a lower tier guy, like
no, I never sold meth or fentanyl. You know. But I mean,
that's
fentanyl.
what they want.
Yeah. I mean, look, even. Like there's different tiers to drug trafficking, but like homeless people that buy drugs are they're not buying them usually from drug dealers. They're buying it from other junkies who are just using it as a way to make money to feed their own habits. So you don't see a lot of people like proper drug dealers going down to like corners in the Tenderloin in San Francisco and selling out heroin and being really tight with their shit. It's usually they just give it to one guy who's also a user, and they pass it around. That's kind of like the homeless drug trade works.
What about the mother of two who's newly divorced?
Sure.
How does she get
you probably deal with her.
Well, I sold in tow, right?
I sold her to the kids all the time. Kids of single mothers all the time.
You got your mashup, Dawson?
And to introduce my friend, Congressman Boyle Bile.
I nominated Javier Baccaria.
Boyle Bile.
Javier Baccaria.
Boyle Bile.
Baccaria.
Boyle Bile.
Baccaria.
Boyle Bile.
Baccaria.
Someone should sample that
That's
shit.
a nice beat.
Shit.
Yeah. That's rhythm.
All right, next assignment. Put a beat under it.
Why do you, can I ask something? Why do you think, and then we'll move on from politics or whatever, why do you think Newsom, what's the motivation to not address the homeless crisis? Like to push eyeballs away from like the real cause of it, or what? Yeah, like why paint this as like the real homeless face is a mother of two.
I get in politics when you are taking a stand for something and you're really hurting people, but you don't care because it helps your cause.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, California, no school choice, right? So the politicians would go, like Gavin Newsom would say, I'm on the side of the teachers here and I fight for the students because when you take these students out of the school, it removes funding to that school because if we're going to do a thing where the money follows the student, then when that student leaves and goes to a charter school, then they're underfunded. And he talks a big game, but the reality is he's funded by the teachers' unions. The teachers' unions don't give a fuck about the kids, or they wouldn't have closed the fucking schools. Right. Is anyone from the LA Unified Teachers Union would like to come on the show and debate me about you assholes closing schools? Remember, I was a horrible guy for suggesting you should open up, and it was dangerous, and I was racist. So, would you like to come on post-mortem and have a debate with me on this, or are you just fucking cowards who are bent over right now trying to suck your own dick? Okay, no offense, Byron.
They wish they were that in shape. They're working on their screenplay.
When Newsom comes out with that approach, you go, well, it hurts kids because obviously school choice helps kids, and then it actually helps brown and black kids the most.
Right.
But they're still against that, but they're always talking about black and brown kids, but they're just up the ass of the teachers' unions. And that's why, by the way, the teachers' unions are able to call the shots. So schools are shut because the unions want it shut. The guy's getting all his funding from the unions. It's not going to go against the unions. You have that fucking miserable cow who's the head of the teachers' unions, like basically telling Rochelle Walensky, the CDC, like, no, walk that one back. Don't open. Weingarten.
Wow.
Randy Weingarten.
Right?
Yeah, shut it. Yeah, you said... Rochelle Walensky had a press conference and said, I think it'd be safe to open schools. And then they got hold of her, Randy Weingarten, and went like, hey, knock it off.
Wow.
We want schools closed.
No, the fuck it's not.
And then she had to release a statement. It's like, I was just speaking as a mother, not like the head of the CDC. That wasn't official, even though I was sitting in front of a step and repeat that said CDC on it. So they control the unions.
Wow.
Gavin Newsom doesn't, look, he cares about getting funding from the teachers' unions. He doesn't care about kids. If he cared about kids, then he'd want choice. All right. But I get it.
Yeah.
He wants their money. Something like the homelessness, I'm with you. I say to Dr. Drew all the time, what is in it for you to misidentify this problem and make it worse on your watch?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Yeah.
Why? What
it looks like you have sympathy. Like that appeals to...
I guess it's also huge buku bucks. Like all these advocacy groups get tons of money and do
is that
nothing.
kicking up to politicians? Like, the homelessness is a huge industry, right? But how are the politicians making money off of it?
I don't know. I do know.
Somehow it gets circled back through political donations.
Yeah,
somehow
I'm sure.
you give money, free money to the right people. Eventually, the unions or the other big dollar donors will come around and give you your money back.
Right.
Yeah. And these people don't vote either. Homeless people don't vote. Drug addicts don't vote. So single mothers ostensibly vote. Right?
Yeah, I guess.
So,
Yeah. So. Yeah, but I am with you. Like what? And also, they're weird. Newsom is one of those guys. Most progressive politicians are in this weird paint a bizarre picture. Like when I had him on my show and he was telling me black and brown people, half of them don't have access to checking accounts and stuff like that.
That can't be true.
It's totally untrue. It's 100% untrue. But if it is, now you got your work cut out for you. Like, get the fucking work on doing this.
Yeah.
They're not interested. They don't work. There's some weird... I grew up with a mom who was this way, where they paint you the real picture of something all the time, but it's never right, but it's always weird and sympathetic, and it makes them look empathetic.
Yeah.
That makes them look like, oh, I care.
Yeah.
You don't care.
Right.
I get what you want. So that's, everyone who's coming across the border is fleeing political oppression and is a mom just trying to find a better home. And these are hardworking people who just are looking for a better life.
Yeah.
Like, that's all they do is sort of mischaracterize everybody all the time.
Right.
Everybody on a subway. That guy's a Michael Jackson impersonator.
Yeah.
He's a nymph who's dancing for the delight of the passengers.
Right. It can't just be like there's really no...
George Floyd was a hero.
Right.
George Floyd is a drug addict who held a gun to a pregnant woman once during a home invasion, but he's just a martyr for the cause. He's just a good guy.
Also had a pretty killer amateur porn video, though. Have you guys seen the George Floyd porn?
Did not see that.
Well, first of all, as we can guess, your pervert new hire, Byron, has seen it. George Floyd, first of all, guys, as you can imagine, he's got a piece on him, right? Guy's got a unit. And I'm no fan of black porn, you know? It's traditionally not been, right? It's like white rap.
Well, there's where we part ways, but continue.
But no, he's in like a Motel 6 with like a hot black chick, and he's banging her out with a condom. Yeah, so this is like safe. This was like this is the best thing George Floyd ever did for like the black community's image. Is this porn? Yeah, there it goes right there.
I had no
Look at G. Floyd, dude.
I did not see this on MSNBC. I knew he was a loving father of 3. I didn't report this part.
Yeah. So we went ahead and watched this, 20 or 30 times. And it was pretty...
Time to get in the sleeping bag, huh?
Exactly. Hey, Byron, time to stretch it out.
In 2019... 12% of Hispanics were unbanked and 13 or 14% of blacks.
Wait, where? In
not
the
50%.
Country?
I don't know.
He said in
California. Well, here's the whole deal. California is basically half Hispanic.
Yeah.
So if half of that group does not have, and by the way, always listen to the words, access.
Right.
Listen to how
access to banking
are discussed.
Right.
Everyone has access to a checking account because there's a bank on every corner.
Yeah.
If you would like to have a checking account, you may get a checking. So you couldn't say half of Hispanics choose not to get a checking account because then that's on them.
Yeah. Totally.
But he says don't have access. It's all about the control of the language.
Right.
Of course they have access. They'll do the thing. The blacks don't have access to ID. Yes, they do. They may choose not to get it, but they have access.
Right. That's interesting.
To it. Yeah. I don't need to study.
But that's not even an interchangeable word.
I know that's you have to listen to all the wording. Like there's let's see.
It's like double speak.
Yeah.
Got to dissect it. I know Hispanics, a lot of them, A, don't trust banks. B, keep money in cash. Before I was a comedian, I used to work in real estate and construction. So I work with these guys all the time. They got money now. Latino people that have been working for $200 a day, 7 days a week, and don't spend. That shit adds up. They own real estate on the low. They send money back to Mexico, Guatemala, Central America, where they purchase property. They're not stupid.
No,
they can open bank accounts if they wanted. They're not children.
Right.
This is paternalistic. It creeps me out hearing a white guy that looks like that being black and brown. Shut up.
Yes, it's racist.
It's racist.
It's super racist thinking black people can't vote.
Right.
Or don't know how to vote or don't have an ID or whatever.
Exactly.
It's all insane. It's
unbanked or underbanked. So there you go. That's what you were talking about. Underbanked. First of all, what does that even mean? Oh, they only have one bank account. Well, that's most of Americans.
Right.
Americans only have $400 on average in their savings account. So I doubt they're banking, I doubt they have the president of Goldman Sachs on the phone.
Listen. So first off, what is going on with where we're at now is this bizarre